Hello and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and today we have an exciting episode that will help you speak English more fluently and confidently. If you've ever struggled with English speaking or felt nervous while talking, this episode is just for you.
That's right, Jason. Hi, everyone. I'm Julia, and today we're going to share the top 10 best tips for better English speaking. These tips will help you improve your fluency, pronunciation, and confidence step by step. And the best part? You can start using these tips right away.
Yes. So, whether you're a beginner or someone looking to polish your speaking skills, stay with us till the end. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes.
And hey, we'd love to hear from you. As you listen, think about which tip helps you the most and let us know in the comments or reviews. So, Jason, shall we get started?
Absolutely. First, let's talk about why speaking English well is so important in everyday life. All right, before we dive into the top 10 tips, let's take a moment to talk about why speaking English well is so important. Many learners focus on grammar and vocabulary, but feel nervous when speaking. Julia, why do you think English speaking skills matter so much?
Great question, Jason. English is the most widely spoken language in the world. Whether you're traveling, studying, or working, being able to speak English confidently opens up so many opportunities. Imagine you're in an airport and you need to ask for directions, or you're in a job interview where English is required. Strong speaking skills make all the difference.
Absolutely. English is the global language for business, technology, and even social media. If you can speak fluently, you can connect with people from different countries, make international friends, and even work in an English-speaking company. But Julia, what about people who don't plan to travel? Do they still need to focus on English speaking?
Great point. Even if you never leave your country, speaking English well can still be a huge advantage. Many companies require employees to communicate in English. Also, if you want to learn from the best courses, books, or YouTube videos, most of them are in English.
Exactly. And let's not forget confidence. When you can express yourself clearly, you feel more confident in social situations. You don't have to worry about making mistakes or feeling stuck when talking.
Right. So, if you're listening and thinking, I want to speak better English, but I don't know how to start, don't worry. We've got 10 powerful tips coming up that will help you improve step by step. Ready for the first tip, Jason?
Let's do it! Tip 1 is one of the most important ones. Speak every day. Let's talk about why daily practice is key to fluency. All right, let's jump into our first and most important tip: speak every day. If you want to improve your English speaking skills, the best way is to actually speak as much as possible. Julia, why do you think daily speaking practice is so powerful?
Because practice makes progress. Many learners focus on studying grammar and vocabulary, but don't practice actually speaking. Think about it. If you want to get better at playing a sport, do you just read about it? No, you have to play the game. It's the same with English. You have to speak it every day.
Exactly. And here's the good news. You don't need a partner to practice. You can talk to yourself in English. For example, describe what you're doing. I'm making coffee. Now I'm adding sugar. It smells good. Just say what you think in English.
I love that idea. And if you're shy, you can speak in front of a mirror. Look at yourself and pretend you're having a conversation. This helps with confidence and pronunciation. Jason, do you remember the first time you tried speaking a new language?
Oh, yes. I was really nervous, but the more I practiced, the more comfortable I became. And guess what? Nobody expects you to be perfect. The goal is communication, not perfection.
Exactly. And here's a fun challenge for our listeners. Try to speak English for just 5 minutes every day. Talk about your day, your plans, or even what you see around you. The more you speak, the faster you improve.
Great challenge! So remember, speak every day, even if it's just to yourself. Now, let's move on to tip 2. Think in English. This will make speaking much easier. All right, now that we've talked about speaking every day, let's move on to tip 2, think in English. This tip is a game changer because if you can think in English, speaking becomes so much easier. Julia, why do you think this is such an important skill?
Because most learners translate from their native language to English in their heads, and that slows them down. When you think in English directly, you don't have to pause and translate. You can just speak naturally.
That's so true. I remember when I was learning a new language, I always translated in my head, and it made speaking so slow and stressful. But when I started thinking in the language, it became much easier. Julia, how can someone start thinking in English?
Good question. A simple way is to start with single words. For example, when you see an apple, don't think of the word in your native language. Just say apple in your mind. Then move to short sentences like, "That's a big apple. I want to eat an apple."
That's a great way to train your brain. And another tip. At the end of the day, try to describe your day in English. For example, today I woke up early. I had breakfast. I went to work. Even if you don't say it out loud, just thinking in English will improve your fluency.
Yes, and here's a fun exercise for our listeners. Pick an object near you and describe it in English. For example, if you see a chair, think, "This is a chair. It is brown. It is made of wood." This helps you practice without needing anyone else.
I love that. So remember, stop translating and start thinking in English. It might feel hard at first, but with practice, it will become natural. Now, let's move on to tip 3. Listen and imitate. This is one of my favorite ways to improve speaking skills. Now that we've talked about thinking in English, let's move on to tip 3, listen and imitate. This is one of the fastest ways to improve pronunciation, fluency, and natural speaking skills. Julia, what do we mean by listen and imitate?
Great question, Jason. It simply means you listen to how native speakers talk and then copy them. It's like how babies learn languages. They don't study grammar first. They listen to their parents and repeat words. That's how we can learn English, too.
Exactly. And the best part? You can do this with podcasts, movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos. Find a speaker you like, listen carefully, and try to repeat what they say, copy their pronunciation, tone, and rhythm.
Yes. And here's a great exercise, shadowing. It means listening to a sentence and saying it at the same time as the speaker. For example, if you're watching a movie, pause after a short sentence and repeat it, trying to sound exactly like the actor.
That's a powerful technique. And if you want a fun way to practice, try learning English songs. Singing helps with pronunciation and rhythm. Plus, it's more enjoyable.
Oh, I love that. And don't forget, mimicking real conversations helps too. If you listen to English speakers and repeat how they say things, you'll sound more natural over time.
So, to summarize, 1. Listen to native speakers, podcasts, movies, or songs. 2. Repeat after them. Copy their pronunciation and tone. 3. Practice shadowing. Speak at the same time as the speaker. All right. Now let's move on to tip 4, expand your vocabulary. Having a strong vocabulary helps you express yourself better and speak more naturally. Julia, why is vocabulary so important? for English learners?
Well, Jason, imagine trying to tell a story but not knowing the right words. You'd feel stuck, right? The more words you know, the easier it is to express yourself in different situations. But here's the key. You don't need to memorize long word lists.
That's right. Instead of memorizing random words, learn words that you actually use in daily life. For example, if you love cooking, learn words related to food. If you work in an office, focus on business vocabulary.
Exactly. And here's a great way to learn new words. Use the context method. Instead of just memorizing a word, learn it in a sentence. For example, instead of just learning the word delicious, try "this pizza is delicious." I love the taste. This way, you understand how to use it naturally.
That's a fantastic tip. And another great technique is using word families. For example, if you learn the word beauty, also learn related words like beautiful and beautify. This way, you get more words with less effort.
Yes. And one more thing. Try to use new words immediately. If you learn a new word today, try to say it in a sentence or write it in a message. The more you use it, the faster you remember it.
So to summarize, 1. Learn words in context, not just single words. 2. Focus on words you use in real life. 3. Use new words immediately in sentences. Now, let's talk about tip 5, slow down and speak clearly. Many English learners think that speaking fast means speaking fluently, but actually, it's better to speak slowly and clearly. Julia, why is this so important?
Great question, Jason. Speaking too fast can lead to mistakes, unclear pronunciation, and nervousness. When you slow down, you have time to think, pronounce words correctly, and sound more confident.
That's so true. And think about native speakers. They don't rush their words. They speak at a comfortable pace, so others can understand them. So, if you slow down, you will actually sound more natural.
Exactly. And here's a tip: pause between sentences. This gives your listener time to understand, and it also gives you time to organize your thoughts.
That's a great trick. And another thing, focus on pronouncing each word clearly. Some learners try to say words too fast, and they get mixed up. Instead, take your time and make sure every word is understandable.
Yes. And here's a fun way to practice. Record yourself speaking. Listen to how you sound. Are you rushing? Are your words clear? This can help you self-correct and improve your speaking skills.
I love that. So, to summarize, 1. Speak at a comfortable pace, don't rush. 2. Pause between sentences. This helps with clarity. 3. Focus on clear pronunciation so people understand you. Next up is tip 6, record yourself speaking. This might sound a little strange at first, but trust me, recording yourself is one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills. Julia, why do you think recording yourself is so helpful?
Well, Jason, when you speak, you might not notice small pronunciation mistakes or things you say too quickly, but when you listen to a recording of yourself, you hear everything clearly. It's like having your own personal coach.
Exactly. You can pick up on things like whether you're using the right intonation or if you're pausing at the right places. It's a great way to improve your fluency and accuracy.
And it's not just about fixing mistakes. Recording yourself also helps you track your progress. When you listen to a recording from a month ago, you'll notice how much better your speaking has become.
That's a great point, Julia. And the best part is that you don't need fancy equipment. You can use your smartphone or computer to record yourself and then listen back. Just talk about anything. Your day, your hobbies, or even give a short speech in English.
Yes, And here's another trick: play your recording and try to improve it. If you notice you rushed a sentence, try recording it again, but slower and clearer. It's all about continuous improvement.
So, to summarize, 1. Record yourself speaking talk about anything. 2. Listen for pronunciation mistakes and areas to improve. 3. Track your progress over time. Now, we're getting into Tip 7, ask for feedback. This is such an important step in improving your English speaking skills. Julia, why do you think feedback is so essential for learners?
Great question, Jason. Well, when you're learning to speak a language, it's hard to notice your own mistakes. Feedback from others gives you a fresh perspective and helps you see areas where you can improve that you might not even realize.
Exactly. And feedback doesn't have to come from a teacher. You can ask friends, family, or even language exchange partners to listen to you speak and give their honest thoughts. It's a great way to identify patterns in your speech that might need attention.
Yes. And don't be afraid to ask for specific feedback. For example, you can ask, "Could you help me with my pronunciation? Did I use the right word here?" Being specific helps you get better and more useful feedback.
And don't forget to accept feedback with an open mind. It's easy to get defensive, but remember, the goal is to improve, and feedback is a valuable tool to help you do just that.
Exactly. And you can also ask for positive feedback, something you did well. This can motivate you to keep practicing and give you confidence as you improve.
So, to summarize, 1. Ask for feedback from people who are good at English. 2. Be specific about what you want feedback on. 3. Be open to constructive criticism. It will help you improve. Now, let's move to Tip 8, use English in real situations. It's one thing to practice English in a classroom or during exercises, but using English in real-life situations is a game changer. Julia, why is this tip so powerful?
That's such a good point, Jason. When you use English in real-life situations, you connect theory with practice. You actually experience the challenges of real conversations, like understanding different accents, responding quickly, or using vocabulary you've learned in real contexts.
Exactly. And the beauty of using English in real situations is that it builds your confidence. For example, if you order food at a restaurant in English or talk to someone on the phone, you're immersing yourself in the language. You start feeling comfortable in real conversations.
Yes. And the best part? You don't have to wait for a perfect situation. Even if you're at the grocery store, you can practice by speaking with a cashier or a clerk. Small, everyday moments are the perfect chance to use English naturally.
Absolutely. You can also take advantage of language exchange apps, where you can chat with native speakers and practice English in real conversations. This helps you get used to different speaking styles and accents.
And don't be afraid of making mistakes. Real-life conversations will challenge you, but that's where the real growth happens. The more you use English in these situations, the more fluent and confident you'll become.
So, to summarize, 1. Use English in daily situations, order food, ask for directions, or have small chats. 2. Take advantage of language exchange apps to practice with native speakers. 3. Embrace mistakes as part of the learning process. Real conversations are the best way to improve. Next up is Tip 9, be confident and don't fear mistakes. Now, Julia, this might be one of the most important tips for learners, right?
Absolutely, Jason. So many learners are afraid of making mistakes, and that fear can actually hold them back. But here's the truth: mistakes are part of the learning process. Every native speaker has made mistakes too. It's all about learning from them and moving forward.
Exactly. When you're speaking, If you make a mistake, just keep going. Don't stop the conversation or apologize too much. Native speakers make mistakes every day, even in their own language. The key is to not let it stop you from expressing yourself.
Yes, and when you make a mistake, it's actually a learning opportunity. After the conversation, think about what went wrong. Was it pronunciation, a wrong word, or maybe a grammar mistake? Then work on it for next time.
And here's a tip: practice speaking in low-pressure environments. For example, speak with friends who are supportive and understanding. This will help you gain confidence without feeling nervous.
Exactly. And remember, confidence doesn't mean being perfect. It means trusting yourself and being willing to try. The more you practice without fear, the more your confidence will grow.
So, to summarize: 1. Don't fear mistakes, embrace them as part of the learning process. 2. Keep speaking, don't stop or apologize too much. 3. Practice in supportive environments to build confidence. Finally, let's wrap up with tip 10: have fun with English. This one might sound a little surprising, but it's actually super important. Julia, why is having fun with English so essential?
Great question, Jason. When you're learning English, it can sometimes feel like a chore if you don't enjoy the process. But when you have fun, you stay motivated and excited to keep learning. You'll naturally improve because you're enjoying the journey.
Exactly. English doesn't have to be all about textbooks or serious study sessions. You can have fun by watching English movies, listening to music, playing language games, or even reading interesting books in English.
Absolutely. And here's a fun idea. You could try learning new words by playing word games or use apps that help you practice while having fun. You could even sing along to your favorite English songs. It's a great way to improve your pronunciation and vocabulary.
And don't forget about language challenges. For example, try speaking in English for a whole day, or set a goal to learn 10 new words each week. When you make the learning process fun and playful, it's much easier to stay consistent and motivated.
Yes. And remember, when you have fun with the language, you create positive associations with learning. You'll look forward to practicing, and that enthusiasm will speed up your progress.
So, to summarize: 1. Make English fun, watch movies, play games, or sing along to songs. 2. Set fun language challenges to keep things exciting. 3. Stay motivated by enjoying the learning process, not just focusing on the end goal. All right, that wraps up our top 10 tips for better English speaking. We've covered a lot of great tips today, from speaking every day to using English in real-life situations. Julia, what's your final takeaway for our listeners?
My final takeaway is that practice makes perfect. No one becomes fluent overnight, but if you stay consistent, make English part of your daily routine, and enjoy the process, you'll see huge improvements. Keep challenging yourself and celebrate every small victory along the way.
Absolutely. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all here to support each other as we continue to learn and grow. If you've found these tips helpful, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes filled with more practical advice.
And if you know someone who's also learning English, share this episode with them. Learning with friends can make the process even more enjoyable. Plus, it's always great to have someone to practice with.
Exactly. And we'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave us a review or send us a message letting us know how these tips are helping you. Feel free to share your own tips or ask any questions about learning English.
Finally, keep going. Don't give up. Every mistake you make is a step toward fluency, and we're confident you'll reach your goal. So keep practicing, stay confident, and remember to have fun with English.
Thanks for tuning in. and we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep speaking English and enjoying the process.